The Gambler, Kenny Rogers. Great song. 1978. Things were a little tough back then. What does the song really tell us? What's it talk to us about? Well, if you're watching this, you've got some choices to make. What are you going to do? Are you going to keep the company open? Or are you going to close it? How are you going to operate the company? A lot of decisions. So let's go and look at what Kenny's got to say about it. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with the Gambler. We were both too tired to sleep. Bet you've had a few nights like that. So we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. Ready for some advice?" So I handed him my bottle. He drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're going to play the game, boy, you got to learn to play it right." Time to decide. You're going to play the game? You're going to keep the business open? You're going to shut it down? We told you in other videos, get the advice, but make the decision. If you're going to stay open, stay open. If you're going to close it down, get the advice how to close it down. You've heard this chorus. You've got to know when to hold them. You've got to know when to fold them. You've got to know when to walk away and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. There's some advice for a business. Think about it. Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Because every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. And the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. Isn't that true about every business? You can make it or you can lose it. Every business can. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to keep your focus and you got to make it work. So there's some real solid advice from the Gambler. Kenny Rogers, 1978. We love the song. We love Kenny Rogers. And some great advice for business. Keep your focus, keep going. Or if you decide the hand's not worth holding, fold them, walk away, and go into a new line of work. Open a new business, get a job, or retire. That's just fine. But make a decision.